Hi, I'm Cindy Lake. My husband is Mac, the Chief Launch Officer of Launch. Early on in ministry, Mac and I planted a church, and we used to say to each other, this is the sweetest season of ministry. But the truth is, this is the sweetest season of ministry. We are loving what God has called us to do. I am so blown away and privileged at the opportunity of seeing God work through young men and women all over this country. I just count it as a privilege. And I want to introduce to you my very good friend and co-leader in Launch Wives, Amy.
I'm Amy Bloy, and my husband Brian and I started Westridge Church in Dallas, Georgia. And several years ago, God just really put on Brian's heart to start the Launch Church Planting Network. And that was when we met Mac and Cindy. And as Brian and I talked with Mac and Cindy, we realized that we had started our churches on the exact same day. They were in South Carolina and we were in Georgia, and we realized that God was doing this work in our hearts and had called us to start churches at the same time. And we really wish we would have known each other then, because at that point when we started Westridge, I didn't know anybody that was starting a church. I don't even think I knew what the word church planting meant. So if we could have known each other, we could have really celebrated all the amazing things that God was doing. And then we would have had somebody to go to when we were having challenges, just somebody to connect with that understood what it was exactly that we were going through.
Yeah.
And so it's been our passion, both of us, through Launch and Launch Wives, that we can connect women in ministry who are planting churches so that you know you're not alone, that you can celebrate with the great things that God's doing, and that you'll have someone to go to, a whole group of women that are doing the same thing that you're doing.
Yeah, and something, Amy, that fueled that also is when we began to read statistics about the pastor's wife that just grieved our hearts. Maranatha Life did a statistic that said, shared a statistic that said that 80% of the pastor wives they surveyed felt left out, alone, devalued, and unappreciated. And then Barna did a survey that said that 80% of pastors fight depression, and 50% of those ended in divorce. And this grieved our hearts, and we said, we have got to provide a place where these women can come together, which is what we needed to find encouragement, support, authentic relationships, but yet relevant. And so that kind of helped fuel not only in our own experience and the spiritual warfare that takes place with the pastor's family. We just realized we've got to do something. So we realized, let's do small groups. And so that's what we kind of put together.
And we got together and we talked with other church planters' wives, and we came up with some values that we thought were very, very important, some things that we wanted to share to make sure that we could communicate these with church planters' wives, and not only connect them, but help them see some things that are huge, about ministry and family in ministry.
Yeah. So Amy, to help us be able to talk about those values, we have created online sessions that will cover family, marriage, calling, spiritual and relational health. And so what we're going to do is provide an opportunity for you to be able to go online and work through these sessions once a month, anytime, at any place. You can even do it at 2 o'clock in the morning. But then we'll get together once a month. We'll talk about what you learned during that online session. And plus, we're going to discuss a couple books that we're going to be reading through together. And just encourage each other, support each other.
We want to be able to give you resources, and at the same time, we want to connect you with other women who are doing the same thing that you're doing.
Yeah. We are so excited about this opportunity, and we just want you to know that we value you, and we appreciate being surrendered to step into this incredible adventure of church planting, and we want to help walk beside you and also help provide opportunity for you to meet other women who are going through the same season of ministry and connect and begin to build friendships and relationships that will hopefully last forever.
And God is doing such an amazing thing in church planting, and it's so exciting to see what He's doing and to be able to be a part of that. And we just want you to know that you are not alone.